Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pig Dog's YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour, and that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as we deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and later, until 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners of professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who'll be on the show for today. All right. Chris Ruffolo, let's see. I got a text from him. He's supposed to be on the show. He says, just having network issues. So hopefully we'll get him signed in a little bit. James Clark is with us. Shane Mickle. Center Square is Alex Smart. Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Tony Brown. Big Al McMordie and Al Ninos in today as well. And here's how they're going to go ahead and line up for today's show. We got Smart, McMordie, Brown, Mickle, Ninos, hopefully Ruffolo, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right. Still wait on Chris to sign in, so we'll go ahead and let's get the show started by going ahead and welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pig Dog where he does fantastic work. Let's try the three shots, see if Chris is in. He is not. Well, if he pops in, we'll talk to him in a little bit here. We want to fix this here. Actually, what a great way to start the show. We got to look for Alex Smart. Here we go. Alex Smart. Find him at Pig Dog. Alex, what's happening?
Good. How's everything with you?
It's going all right. All right. Here we go. You got the big game here on Saturday. One of them, early start, 12 Eastern time, as Texas will face Oklahoma. Neutral site game. Oklahoma 3.5, total 63.5.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, the Red River Showdown, the Red River, whatever they want to call it. It's one heck of an event every year. Well, not every year, but is it? It seems like it's every year anyway. But Oklahoma and Texas, yeah, it is every year. And Oklahoma, I just, no matter what. Now I know they haven't really looked fantastic so far this season, but they're still winning. And this program has a long history, and Texas has a history of inconsistency and not always showing up, on a consistent basis. No matter how many 3, 4 star players they have through their lineup. And once again, they have looked good at times this season, but at the same time, I think their defense is, definitely say suspect. And I think Oklahoma here edge. It's interesting to note that Oklahoma, the Sooners are 13-2 as conference chalk of anything of 9 points or south. So 9 points or less. They have cashed 13 of the last 15 times. Of course, this one qualifies here as well. And lately, Texas has not done all that well in the series. 3-9 ATS last 12 meetings. Overall, I'm not crazy about the hook here, the 3.5 points, because anything can happen in the football. The better number, obviously, would be 3. I wouldn't always recommend buying off the hook because it's not, from a mathematical standpoint in football to do that over a period of the season. So anyway, to make a long story short, I'm going to take Oklahoma.
All right, Alex says take Oklahoma. Chris is signed in. We'll take a look. I'm with you, too. I don't like buying the hook. If you have to buy the hook, then you probably don't like to play that much, right? Why bet the game? So,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there are certain, don't get me wrong, there are circumstances, 100 games through, we see that one specific game, say, hey, the line's off anyway, but the line's here.
I got you there. All right, Chris is welcome. Chris here. Oklahoma minus 3.5 here against Texas. Of course, we're all thinking about that loss at Arkansas by the Longhorns.
Yeah, we are. And it just goes to show you the inexperience that the Longhorns do have at quarterback, but I'm still looking at the over here, and it may be a cliche play, but I just think that when these two teams meet up, you could throw defense out the window because I think they're just going to want to go up and down the field on each other. I think this game screams out a track meet and gets the first of 40 wins this game, so give me the over in this one.
Looking at the over, of course, Spencer Rattler, Alex, he's getting a lot of criticism, and I think mainly because they're winning, because they're 1-4 against the spread, probably.
That's the thing, that's where, from a bettor's perspective, from a math guy's perspective, I always have to look at that kind of thing. And, I think, I'll tell you the truth. When I first looked at this game, numbers just come into my head. And I said, this is a 4, a 5 even. And I have a close friend, a longtime bettor. We'll call him a whale. He looked at it and he said this was a 6. And, I can't really argue. That's where I feel. I feel we've got enough value here to get us a cover. I hate to, lay that 3.5, look like a real super amateur, but, we're going to do it.
Hey, sometimes they want you to take the 3.5, right? That's what they do.
Right.
All right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. There we go. All right, Alex Smart, Oklahoma laying the 3.5. here against Texas. This has the early start time. They still play this one super early, 12 Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got a little bit more action tonight from NFL, college football. We got a baseball game in primetime looking really good this year in the NFL. 700 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we're looking close at that Thursday night affair, and I've got a side bet there, and we've got some Major League Baseball totals action from playoff action, and we've got one college football game on board tonight too with Houston at Tulane, and that's a side bet too. And we got more action on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just stick around. We'll have all kinds of money to be made.
There is. Get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the numbers here in the NFL, 700 units of profit, 2021 documented. If you go over to Pick Dogs Premium, check out Alex's profile page. You can check every play. It's all documented and verified and immediately graded. His plays there on the site. Tonight he's got a winner from Thursday Night College Football. He's got his Rams-Seahawks side winner as well. You can get on board with that. Take those winnings, go long-term with Alex Smart. You can get that 7-day all sports pass. You get every play from Alex for 7 days. That would guarantee all his plays from the NFL Week 5. Every play, college football, Week 6. MLB Divisional Series as well. We're going to get into the first part of the week. Actually, hockey starts on Tuesday. You get part of his NFL for that week as well. So good time to get on board with Alex Smart with that 7-day all sports pass. And of course, you can take those winnings, go long-term, and go up to 30 days if you want to give Alex a try for 7 days over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
An all-time favorite movie. I'm not going to say the movie. I'm going to say, show me the money.
That's right. That's right. Alex Smart will show you the money, and then he'll make you the money. All right. That's right. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. All right, continue here with Chris Ruffolo. Chris, any thoughts here from the action tonight? We've seen that Houston out to that big lead against the White Sox.
Well, my series prediction from yesterday, off to a bumpy start, but that's why they play the games. There's still the rest of this game, and then there's still 4 more after this if it goes the distance. So it's one game at a time. I don't think how many times have we seen teams drop the first game yet win the series. So game 1, it's a good game so far, but there's still lots of baseball to be played.
Lots of baseball left to go. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Let's go out to Southern California, where it's a little overcast today. We're going to welcome Al McMordie. If I'm over Pick Dogs from Al, what's going on? We need you off the mute. You discovered the mute button.
There. How's that working?
All right. Very good.
I was just listening to you guys chat before about the Texas-Oklahoma game. So I've got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
This is NFL, though. This isn't college football. So dating back to the start of the 2020 NFL season, just regular season and postseason games, no preseason, there have been 333 NFL games played. How many of those 333 have landed on the closing line at Pinnacle?
That's a good question there. I would say on the closing line at Pinnacle. And that's the sharpest line. That's the sharpest line book anywhere. I would say 15%.
Oh no,
no.
Zero. 333. Zero. And 13 of the 333 landed within a half point. So this is just my long-winded way of saying don't buy half points.
Right. Don't buy the half point. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's terrible. All right, and here's a game that's on 2.5 here. The one you're looking at here. Seahawks here to host the Rams. The Rams road favorites 2.5, total 54.
Yeah, Los Angeles was upset last week at home by Kyler Murray and company. They gave up 465 yards in the process. I like Los Angeles to bounce back in this ball game. Since Sean McVay's taken over as coach, they're 6-1 ATS. If they gave up 37 or more points in their previous game, they're also 9-4 ATS off an upset loss under McVay. So that bodes well for them here. And then if you take a look at how NFL teams do over the last 42 years, 192 and 142 ATS, that's 57% if they're playing a division opponent and they're off exactly one loss and it was an upset loss at home. So that's another good stat in Los Angeles' favor. And then finally, for folks of these Monday and Thursday night games, in Thursday night football, favorites of less than 6 points when playing a division rival, they're 10-0 ATS if they're off an upset loss of their division rival is off a win. So I'm going to take Los Angeles minus the points.
All right, Big Al McMordie here on LA Rams minus 2.5 against Seattle. All right, Chris. It used to be a tough place to play in Seattle with that home field advantage, but not so. We saw Tennessee go in there and pull an upset.
That we did, but there were 63 points in that Tennessee game. I know we're at 54 here, and the narrative is, well, two dynamic offenses, LA and Seattle, but I think there's a lot of running the football tonight. I think there's just going to be a lot of hard hitting, and I'm looking at this one as instead of a first to 30 wins, maybe a first to 24 or 27 wins. So I'm looking at the under in this one.
All right, we got one looking at the under here. Al, I know you look at numbers here. What do you look here when you look at teams like Seattle? It's given up over 400 yards or 450 yards, almost there defensively. Is there anything that you kind of look at when you look at these teams that play poor defensively?
Well, it depends on the situation. For a game like this, it really doesn't come into play. I mean, I actually agree with Chris. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. It just depends on the situation. But I look more at points than yardage. But yeah, a lot of times when teams give up a lot of points, that depending on the situation could actually bode well for them.
That's right. Of course, you got a lot of junk yards when we're playing catch up, so there's a lot that goes into that. All right, Big Al here on LA Rams minus 2.5 against Seattle Seahawks. This one has a start time 8:20 Eastern time. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got action tonight. We got a baseball game in prime time, two college football games, and of course that NFL game tonight. Of course, it's a big football weekend, showing really doing great over at the site. Over 2,300 units of profit for 2021. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I've got two plays tonight. Had an easy win last night on the Dodgers, so that was kind of fun. Yeah, so we're 22-6 or last 28. And actually, I talked to a friend of mine. He had them on the run line. That was even more fun. But we've won 8 days in a row, going for the 9th winning day in a row. We've got two plays tonight, one in college football and one in baseball. I've already posted a big play for college football for Friday as well. I'm scheduled to have 10 plays, it looks like right now, in college football on Saturday. I'll have 8 plays, I think, in the NFL on Sunday. So it'll be a big week. And I also did want to mention something to Chris. Haven't had a chance to talk with Chris lately, but I got down at William Hill today at 15-1 odds on your Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, sounds great. All right. Get on board here with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers, 2,305 units of profit for 2021, all documented. Right now, Al is showing profit here past 24 hours, past 7 days, 30 days, 2021 year. Great time to get on board with one of those long-term passes. Why not go ahead and get that 30-day all-sports pass from Big Al? You get every play from the NFL, college football. We've got the Major League Baseball playoffs here. That'll take you all the way to the end of the World Series. The start of the NHL season Tuesday. The start of the NBA season a week from Tuesday. So good time. The sports are overlapping. I can't tell you the tremendous value this time of year on one of those long-term passes, especially that 30-day all-sports pass. All right, Al, it's always great having the show. Continue that success. All right, Chris, what's your thoughts on that play?
I'm getting ahead.
I jinxed you, Chris. I jinxed you.
I'm taking 15-1 on them to make it out of the first round. I don't even know. I think this team couldn't. It doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't seem to matter what talent this team has. They can't get over the hump. Hopefully, this is the year. But then again, every year has been the year for a Leafs fan since '67.
Yeah. So just look back to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They got swept out of the first round, and now they've won back-to-back cups.
I always say, I wrote the Leafs to ask them to be my pallbearers at my funeral so they can let me down one last time.
Of course, Alex Smart came in with the Islanders at plus 2,500.
It's interesting.
Interesting one, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like I said to Ron. The Islanders are a team that won't beat themselves. So if they can actually get over that hump, they've made the Final Four each of the last 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see. All right.
Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Al, it's always great having your show. Continue that success. I guess we'll tune in the weekend. You'll be on some of the weekend shows?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Very good. All right, have a great weekend.
I'll talk to you guys then.
Thanks, Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here with Chris Ruffolo. Guys, just a reminder, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show, 11 a.m. Monday through Friday with Mitch, Sherrod Zawacki, Brian Bittler. Joe Madden also is in that show. And of course, we've got the YouTube members VIP, really good value. Follow the link below and get signed up to that. Of course, we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. each time with the Drive Thru. something we always ask for you guys, your help. Those likes, those thumbs up, Chris, because it really helps build up our audience.
Absolutely, Tony. The drive-through, I was thinking about it today. Ever since we had the little seedlings of the drive-through start a year and a half ago, and now look at where we've come to. It's one of the bigger and better projects that we've ever put together, and it's only going to get bigger and better with the love and support of the Pick Dogs family. So, like Tony said, keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Show you guys how much we appreciate it. Let's get to 150 likes tonight. I'll have a home run prop for you for tonight's Boston Red Sox Tampa Bay matchup. I'm pretty sure there's one other capper that has a special for you guys as well, a special deal.
That's right. Since he's coming on a little later in the show, James Clark says he has NBA preseason plays. So let's get those likes. So what's the number, Chris?
Let's do 150 tonight. 150.
Let's get those likes to 150. We'll get his props, and of course, as well as James Clark's NBA preseason picks. We'll continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dog Pimp. Tony Brown, you're all dried up now after that big sweat last night.
Yeah, man. He just needed to go for the dot line. It's just a miracle.
Yeah. Well, we knew another. I guess you got that run line in. That was great.
Yeah.
Taylor comes at the right time, so you got it home. All right. We got the Rays and the Red Sox. This is the game tonight at 8 Eastern time with the Rays $1.51, total of 8.
I like the under in this game, and the funny part about it is I'm going to take some criticism for this pick. I want you guys to buy the hook.
Oh, no.
Like, I live out here in Vegas, man. You don't know how many times I've been to that window and cashed or at least got my money back because of the hook. A 5-3 game, this is a push. Buy that hook. It's only a few dollars. You get it at 8.5. Now they need 9 to beat you. But even if you don't buy the hook, I don't think they're going to score a lot in this game. I don't sound cliche, but you know what? The offense wins championships. And this is the second season. This is the post guys are trying to get to the World Series title. As you seen the game last night, 3-1, and we had to get a walk-off for that. It was 1-1 going into the ninth. The bullpen tightens up. The starters tighten up. The defense gets better. This is when you see all those amazing diving catches and double plays and stuff. And so 9 runs to beat us regardless is going to be a chore. I like the under tonight.
All right, Tony Brown on the record here on the show. He's going with the under, probably in pocket. He's going to buy the hook. All right, Chris, your thoughts here? You know, one thing about these unders here is you got these rested bullpens, especially with Tampa Bay. I'm a big fan of McClanahan. I know I had him against your Blue Jays, and he's been good to me. And one thing I'm a little nervous, though, is Eduardo Rodriguez against that lineup of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, I think this is something that I want to say I agree with Tony 100%. I'd rather start with an under because it takes them beating us, not us beating ourselves if you take the over. But I think Tropicana Field is one of those fields that just has that extra little twist with those D rings and the C rings up in the ceiling, and all of a sudden that adds an extra wrinkle where a hit that you think is going out of the park, all of a sudden ends up as a double. So it's one of those things where it's just intricacies like that. But I agree with you, Tony. I like the pitching staff. Eduardo Rodriguez does scare me a little, especially with the Boston bullpen being as shaky as it's been. But I do like the under at this spot.
All right, agreement here. Red Sox and Rays under total of 8. And this one has a start time of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We got some football on the board tonight. We got the NFL game, Rams and Seahawks. We got those 2 from college football. Of course, your Dodgers back in action tomorrow against the Giants. 614 units of profit in MLB document. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
We had a triple play going on, but of course, you know, the Houston Astros game started at 1 p.m. We took the Astros on the money line. We got a 6-0 lead in that game, so we're just waiting for that one to finish up. Then you can still get my second MLB playoff perfect pick, plus my NFL Thursday night throwdown. You get both of my picks on the site right now. You can get those as single plays and then grab a package for this weekend. I told you last time when I was on the show we were going to have a big weekend, and a big weekend we had, and I'm doubling it now. We're going to do it again. I love my picks for college and NFL this weekend. On a great pass and get all those, and let's make some money.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. Once you try him out for one of those long-term passes, that 7-day all sports pass, you get every play from Tony Brown for the next 7 days. Include Major League Baseball. It'll also include NFL week number 5, college football week number 6 plays, as well as the start of the NHL season. It's Tuesday, so that plays into Tuesday, Wednesday. So a good time to get on board with Tony Brown with one of those long-term passes. Start him off with a 7-day all-sports pass, and then, of course, you could work it up from there, as Tony Brown has a 30-day pass and, of course, his 1-year all-pass, his VIP all-sports pass. All right, Tony, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you again next week. But I know will you be on on the weekend show?
Yeah, I'm going to be on for Sunday for the football show. I won't be able to make it Saturday, but Sunday for the football show, definitely like to be on that and give out some more great picks. We've been winning on there too. Yeah,
he did great work for us here on the drive-thru with his plays, some money line plays. But he's going to feed them over to the morning show on the weekend. So tune in and get that big play from Tony Brown from Sunday NFL. All right, Tony, have a great night, and we'll talk again next week. All right, Tony Brown
happy
here.
To be here. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Tony Brown here, looking real serious on that pose. All right, let's continue on that drive-through with Chris Ruffolo. Now it's time to go ahead and welcome Shane Mickle to the show. You'll find Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium, counting down the days to start of the NBA season because he was number 1 last year in NBA. He was number 2 the year before because Mitch just edged him out. You know, it's not a picking contest. I know people are betting, but these guys got egos, man. They like to be number 1. I'm with Brian on that one. All right, Shane, what's going on?
How's it going tonight, guys?
That's going all right. All right, college football on the board tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time. ESPNU has Ark State hosting Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina laying 19, total of 73.5.
Yeah, when you're looking at these type of games where a team's laying, laying anything, but laying a bigger number, the one thing you're concerned about usually is a backdoor cover. They take out their starters, rest them late, and someone comes in and gets the backdoor cover. I don't think that's happening with Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is a team that's going to run up the score on you. They don't care who you are; they're going to keep scoring. This is a team that won, I think, 59-6 last week, and then 21 of those points came in the fourth quarter. They're not going to take their foot off the gas. And, they're playing an Arkansas State team whose defense is awful, one of the worst in the country. This isn't last week, Arkansas State scored 33 points and still managed to lose by 26. Coastal Carolina's be able to do whatever they want against them, running the ball with their up-tempo offense, and I think they win this one big. Take Coastal Carolina laying the points.
All right, so we got Shane Mickle here on Coastal Carolina laying the 19. You look at the past 3 games, Arkansas State is giving up an average of not 400 yards, not 500 yards, 600 yards. They're giving up an average of the past 3 days, Chris.
Yeah, it's bad. If you're an Arkansas State fan, I apologize, but it's terrible. And the only thing I was checking here was to see the status of Grayson McCall, because Jamie Chadwell all week was adamant that he was playing. He was dealing with an ankle injury, but I don't see him on the injury report. So
I got probable.
You see no McCall?
I got upgraded to probable. Upgraded to probable.
I'm looking at the overall day in this one, and this could be a situation where it was kind of like that Texans game last week where they had the over-under. It's like one team scores 40, but you still come in under the number. I think one team could score enough and get us well over this number, and that team could be Coastal Carolina. But I think Arkansas State might get their share of points as well.
Yeah, that's the thing we're concerned about is Coastal giving up points here. Although they really good defense, but they face the 2 worst teams in college. Two of the worst teams in college football, and UMass and Louisiana Monroe. Then they face Kansas. Then they beat Citadel. Those are some bad. I mean, Citadel is the FCS, but as far as the FBS, those are some pretty bad teams there, Shane. But one concern is that game at Buffalo. Buffalo is a rebuilding team. They lost their coach, a lot of their assistant coaches. They still have the quarterback from last year, but they had to replace a lot of parts on that team. And Coastal was only 3 points better at Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean the Buffalo game was a little concern, but they bounced back, and I mean. Buffalo's really nothing to shake their head at. They were competitive last week against a very good Western Michigan offense too. So I think that was more Buffalo being a little better than their record is, rather than Coastal Carolina being, a little worse than what their record says.
All right, so Shane here on Coastal Carolina laying the 19 against Arkansas State. This one here has a start time 7:30 Eastern Time on ESPNU. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, doing great work in the NFL. 280 units of profit, all documented at the site. We got that Rams and Seahawks game going off, 2 from college football. That primetime game in Major League Baseball. Big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight I got 3 games left. All in NFL, or not all in NFL, all in football. I got 1 NFL play. 2 college football plays left, $29.95. Hop on something long term. Like Tony said, the NBA is coming up. You hop on the month, you have plenty of NBA plays in that too, along with the college football and the rest of the MLB season. So hop on something long term, and that's your best bang for your buck, and let's make some money together.
Let's make some money here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his 3-pack going on over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his NFL pick. He's got 2 college football winners for you over at Pick Dogs Premium. So good time to get on board with that 3-pack. Of course, you can take those winnings, go long term with Shane with that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. You get every play Shane releases for that period of time. He's also part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Add a second capper, even greater value. You can add Shane Mickle here with Chris Ruffolo, Big Al McMordie, Alex Smart, James Clark, who's doing fantastic work. So good time to get on board with Shane Mickle with those long-term passes, 3, 7, and 30 sports pass over at Pick Dogs Premium. You get that 30-day pass that includes Shane's NBA, which starts a week from Tuesday, and Shane was #1 documented at Pick Dogs Premium for the NBA 2 seasons ago. He was #2. So this is the guy you want for the NBA this season. All right, Shane, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you. Next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, Shane Mickle here on the drive to continue on here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Chris, we need to get to our Lyco. How are we doing?
Well, we are making some headway. I was having issues getting my YouTube feed up, so I'm still trying to get there. But let me see if I can refresh in the meantime. Let me see here. I have it. I see Tony Brown's lovely face, so that tells me we're making some progress. We're at 46 likes right now, so we got a bit of a ways to go. We still got about half the show to get there, but definitely, guys, gotta hop on and get those likes coming in if you want to get the prop for myself and the 2-leg preseason NBA parlay from James Clark later on.
That's right, guys. Keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's get those props and a parlay from NBA preseason. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to give Chris a little breather here. Let him get himself together. So get those likes up. Maybe work the chat room a little bit. So let's go ahead and bring in Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, he's going to have a pick from the game tomorrow between the Dodgers and the Giants. What an interesting series this is going to be. These teams really go at it during the regular season. So let's go ahead and go over to Skype and welcome Al. And Al, what's happening?
It's going pretty good here. How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, we're looking at the game tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern time. We got the Giants here to host the Dodgers. Dodgers going to send Buehler to the hill, -117. It'll be Webb on the other side for the Giants. Total now down to 7.
Down to 7, and well, rightfully so. I think this should be a pretty good match. I mean, a great series, and kicking off with a pretty nice pitchers duel here. Logan Webb hasn't always pitched this well, but he's having a very good season. He held the Dodgers to just 1 run through 6 innings the last time he faced them, and allowed just 2 runs in each of the first 2 meetings against them this season, and just 1 earned, by the way, in the first meeting. So yeah, San Francisco's put a very good team together and had a great season. But Buehler also has some great numbers against them. He had a rougher time against them the last time he faced them, giving up 6 runs in just 3 innings. But he held them to a total of just 2 runs in the 4 meetings before that. So going pretty deep into each of those starts. And I think, well, after having that bad outing out, he'll want to come out strong against them this time around. And I think we, as I said, have a pretty nice pitchers duel for Game 1, and I'm taking this one to stay under those 7 runs.
All right, El Ninos here is going to go under the total of 7 runs. The Dodgers and the Giants, of course, he had a few crooked numbers here in September. 5 at Colorado, that's Colorado, only 3 2/3 innings. 6 against the Giants. And one thing I'm going to bring up here, El Ninos, is he's pitched over 200 innings. He's never done that in his career.
No, he's still a young guy. He can handle all the workload. He'll be fine. As I said, he's gone deep into these games against them before. We took the under with Scherzer coming off 2 bad starts. I think Buehler comes in focused, has a strong outing too here.
I think what's kind of lost in all this too is the Dodger hitting lineup. You know, it hasn't been sharp. We've been very critical of the Dodgers bats, and that's one thing I'm worried about in this series for them. Remember, I was on the Giants to win the division and to win and make it to the World Series, and because what I've seen from the Dodgers is the pitching. You know, when you look at Buehler, Urias, and Scherzer, these guys, that's pretty darn good. But the hitting isn't here this year, and Muncie's injuries.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Muncie's out, so. They definitely have to readjust their lineup a little bit there, but they still have plenty of power. And And maybe more importantly, in these kind of games, they have guys that can get you hits. You know, we saw Chris Taylor have the big walk-off home run. He's usually the guy you expect to get that hit and that RBI off the guy from second. But, you know, we'll definitely take that cover there on the run line for sure. But, yeah, as I said, these guys can get base hits. They can get home runs. And they can definitely work the pitchers. So they're very patient hitters. So that's also plays their advantage.
All right, Ninos here. Dodgers and Giants under total of 7. This is your game tomorrow night in prime time, 9:30 Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we've got the NFL game, Rams and Seahawks. We've got 2 college football games, the Rays and Red Sox game tonight. Game 1 in the ALDS. It's a football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Got a 3-pack with 3 plays in 3 football plays tonight. The NFL Thursday night football and the 2 college football plays tonight. I thought they were all good picks, so I went with them. You can check them all out. Pick Dogs and Sports Chat plays.
I get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dog Premium, showing profit here for the past 7 days. He's got his he's got some alphabets, a 3-pack up there. Get your NFL, college football plays from El Ninos today in 1 pass for $30, really good affordable price. And of course, we always like you to take those winnings and upgrade to the long-term passes from El. He's got a $3, $7, and $30 sports pass. He does have his football season in a combined pass. It's fairly affordable here for $750. You get all of El's NFL and college football plays for this season, regular season, playoffs, as well as bowl games. It's El's football season pass now at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. Are you going to be on the weekend again?
I believe so. Should be on Sunday.
All right, well, tune in Sunday for your NFL. El Ninos here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue our coverage here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Chris, how close are we to the goals?
We are getting there, Tony. We are making some progress. We're still at, let me see, I got to do a refresh. The YouTube mobile app needs to get better with it. 78. 78 likes we're at right now.
All right, a little more than half, guys. Let's close strong here. Let's close it strong. Let's keep those likes, those thumbs up come in. We got to get to 150, get that prop for tonight, as well as the NBA preseason parlay from James Clark. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Chris, there's your game, front and center. Game 1 tomorrow. Brewers to host the Braves, 4:30 Eastern time. Brew Crew laying $1.49, total of 7.
Yeah, and this was a game that Tony and I kind of talked about a little bit off the air yesterday, but I'm leaning towards the Braves in this one. Because the Brewers don't necessarily hit the ball better at home. They actually hit the ball worse at home, which is one of those anomalies it's kind of hard to explain this year. But Corbin Burns, as much as we talked about how well he was striking guys out and keeping his ERA low, and as much as he could have been a Cy Young candidate this year, depending on whether he wins it or not, that's another story. But he didn't finish the year all that well. He gave up at least 3 runs in 4 of his last 7 starts, and he was looking shaky. And to be honest, the Brewers, maybe they were looking ahead to the playoffs, considering they were locked into the 2 spot, but they weren't playing some of their best baseball either. Tongue twister for me. Best baseball of the season down the stretch. And Atlanta, on the other hand, this is an Atlanta team that was red hot coming into the playoffs. Won 12 of their last 14 games. Starting Charlie Morton here, who I still think is one of the more underappreciated starters in the major leagues this year. 14-5 with an ERA just over 3. I think it is simply a case. Yes, the Brewers are a solid team, but you got to ride the hotter team coming into this one. We're getting some value with. I don't think Morton's that much of a downgrade compared to Corbin Burns. They might actually be on the level if you really look at it. So I'm going to take a shot at the Atlanta Braves to draw first blood on the road in this series. All
right, we got Chris Ruffolo here is going to take he's going to strike here with his dog. He likes the Atlanta Braves plus 138 against the Brewers. I'm with you. Here. You can say all you want about Burns. I think Morton is just as good. He's trending really well here the past 3 days. He's been in this situation before. But again, the big difference for me here is the hitting lineup for Atlanta. It's a team that can hit the ball.
Well, and realistically, I mean, let's be honest. How many people, when they were in that spot when Ronald Acuna Jr. went down in the middle of the season, and the Braves, they weren't playing their best baseball by a mile. They were not playing well at all. How many people wrote them off? I probably did at one point or another.
I had, believe it or not, remember when we joked, I had Baltimore against Atlanta. This was my first Orioles pick was when Atlanta was going bad midway of the season.
Yeah, and a lot of people, said, well, Acuna's out. Well, that's it. Count the Braves out of the postseason. But then they rallied. They actually got stronger. It was one of the teams where we always talk about an event galvanizing a team and bringing the team together. Acuna's injury was that for the Braves. You had Austin Riley coming really seemingly out of nowhere to lead the team in home runs. Freddie Freeman, once again, tearing the cover off the ball. Dansby Swanson coming up with timely hits. Ozzie Albies was a double machine and right up there with the home run leaders on the team. This Braves team was just coming together and coming down the stretch hot. And like I said, over the last 2 weeks of the season, winning almost pretty much 85% of their games compared to a Brewers team that almost just looked comfortable and they kind of were just backing into the playoffs. And, Tony, you and I talked about this yesterday, again, off air, but the three-headed monster for the Brewers in terms of, Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta, they haven't looked like a three-headed monster down the stretch. Peralta relies on the strikeouts. He hasn't been getting them. Woodruff, another guy that you said backs into the playoffs or heels off as the season goes. And Corbin Burns, well, this is a guy with a 2.30 or 2.40 ERA, 200-plus strikeouts, and he's still got a 500 record personally. So I think it's just all these things are just adding up to the Braves potentially having a chance to win this series.
And also, don't forget the manager for the Brewers in the playoffs. He's got that quick hook. He has that quick hook. We've seen that before, right?
Yeah,
we're focusing so much on the starting pitching, but in the playoffs, he pulls guys in third, fourth, fifth innings sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't think he will hesitate here. And I think this is where you can really magnify the loss of Devin Williams breaking his hand earlier this season. Didn't he punch a wall or something like that? This is where you're going to see that, because now you lose one of the best relievers on that team. And Josh Hader can only do so much. Yep. You can only rely on guys like Brent Suter and Eric Lauer for so much. At the end of the day, if you give a quick hook, you gotta have the next guy be just as good if you're going to bring him in there. And I'm not sure that the Brewers have that. Yeah,
and the pressure to answer the scores here from Atlanta. They're not a really good offensive team, this Brewers team. All right, Atlanta plus 138 against the Brewers. This one has a start time. It's your early game. Actually, this will be your early game on tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we've got the big NFL game, Rams and Seahawks, a divisional battle. We have two college football games, that Rays and Red Sox game. It's a football weekend as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, it's still, some fantastic action as we're only building up towards the weekend. Like you said, Tony, we've got some great games tonight. I got my Thursday Gridiron Trio. I got my favorite play from that NFL matchup, as well as my two favorite college football plays on the board. Got that for $29.95 over the website. Like we always talk about, we always preach, those long-term passes are some of the greatest value on the website, whether it's just with me or another fantastic capper on the show. Check that out. You get the host duo with me and Tony T, who's been tearing up the leaderboards the last 30 days. Same as Jovan Burtz, anyone that show, James Clark, Al Ninos, Al McMordie, Alex Smart, Tony Brown. We will all put money in your pockets. I can't stress that enough. It's just a matter of picking which one of us you like the best. And, well, the season passes are up there as well. So, guys, check it out over at Pick Dogs Premium. I can promise you, heading into the weekend, you will have a big bankroll.
That's right. 281 units of profit past 30 days from Chris Ruffolo. Right now over at Pick Dogs Premium, he has his Thursday Gridiron Trio. There's three plays from football here, two top plays from college football. His best bet from the Rams and Seahawks. Get on board with that. Of course, you can get long-term with Chris, 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass every play Chris releases at Pick Dogs Premium for that period of time. Add a second capper with a 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru, joined by Chris. By the way, if you miss any of the picks, we'll do a recap at the end of the show. And make sure everyone gets it, has the plays ready here. And, of course, Chris, we're looking for that like goal. How close are we to 150?
Well, I gotta do that refresh because, again, I told you, Tony, I hate this YouTube app, man. They never refresh the likes when you look at them. 105 right now. So we got about 45 to go. 219 people watching at the moment. If you haven't clicked the like button, it doesn't cost you a cent. Just scroll down underneath our faces, hit that like button. It'll be free. We'll get you some great picks free for tonight's action.
That's right, guys. We're about 45 away. Let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's get Chris's prop play for tonight, as well as the NBA preseason parlay from James Clark. Speaking of James Clark, guess who's next? It's James Clark. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Room, where he does fantastic work there at the site, and as well as with us here with his props from the baseball, and he'll have one tonight. Of course, we're in playoff mode right now, so let's go ahead and bring in James Clark. Here we go right now, James. Here he is. James, what's going on?
Not much, guys. How y'all do?
It's going great, going great. All right, give it to us. We got a game coming up at 8 Eastern time, and you got a home run prop for us.
Yeah, guys. I'm looking, at this not Baltimore this time, the Boston and Rays game today. another home run prop that I like. I'm looking at Hunter Renfroe here to hit a home run, plus 400. Guys, if you look at him, his last 5 games, he's hit 1 home run. Last 10 games, he's hit 3 home runs. This is the big key, guy. He's hit 5 home runs in his last 8 games on the road against Boston or against the Rays. And Hunter Renfroe, who he was with the Rays, now he's with Boston. Wouldn't in a playoff series, wouldn't it be bittersweet to hit a home run here tonight? And we're getting good value at plus 400. And also, the guy's hot. He's been hitting home runs. Like I said, 3 in the last 10, 5 in the last 8 road games against the Rays. And here we are tonight. He's on the road against the Rays. And I like for him to hit us a home run and cash this ticket of plus 400, guys.
All right, we're looking here at Hunter Renfroe here to hit a home run. And looking at McClanahan, Chris, 2 out of his past 3 starts, he has given up a home run.
He has, and especially when you look at the way that the Red Sox swung the bat against the Yankees. I think any of these Boston Red Sox hitters have potential to drill one out of the park tonight. Hunter Renfroe, especially at plus 400, some pretty good value in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks like good value. It looks like a big number here. Only, of course, you're getting great value here is only because of the layoff here, and it's something you got to look always concerned here early in the series. James, not only layoff for the batter, but for the pitch, for the bullpen. The bullpen's coming in really fresh here for both teams. Actually, for better for the Rays.
Yeah, you're right, Tony. That's why you're getting plus 400. Even some of your bigger names, you're getting plus 360. But like I say, I key in the 5, the 10. The starts against the teams. But for somebody to want to hit a home run, this guy, he's got to have it in his veins. To play with the Rays last year. Now he's with Boston, playing in the playoffs, and he's been real hot here lately. He rested up. I look for him to hit us a home run tonight.
All right, James Clark on Hunter Renfroe to hit a home run at plus 400. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got the Rams and Seahawks tonight. We also have 2 college football games, and we've got the one Rays and Red Sox. It's a big football weekend, as we know. Looking good here on the boards here. Past 30 days, over 1,000 units of profit, all documents. So if you visit Pick Dogs Premium, visit James's profile page, you'll be able to find all the plays up there. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got my Thursday football. Easy winners tonight, guys. I got 4 plays. I got the NFL. I got 2 plays. I got the side and the total. And then I got the 2 plays in the college football tonight, guys. So I got 4 plays altogether. Get them after we go 4-0, guys. Upgrade 3, 7, and 30 today. Or guys, look at these NFL packs and college football packs. You get them from if you get them now, you'll get them now until we have a Super Bowl winner and we have a national championship. Or look for my NBA pass, guys. Last year, I led. I was number 1 all through the season, and I ended up finishing number 2. Looking to do the same, so look for that pass to come up shortly. Or guys, like I say all the time, team me up with any of these guys on the show. Big Al, Little Al, Tony T, Chris, Brian, Mitch, Joanne, Tony Brown, any of the guys on the show, Shane, any of them. Like I say every time, we got the best captains in the world, and we do. So team me up with one of them. We'll put some money in your pockets, fellas.
Let's get money in your pocket from James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers, 1,011 units of profit the past 30 days, all documented. He's got what's the remainder of his site on the site right now. He's got a 4-pack going on, 2 college football, 2 NFL. Great deal right now on this pass for $40. Get on board with James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can take those winnings, go long-term with James. He's got the 3, 7, and 30-day All Sports Pass. If you get that 30-day All Sports Pass from James, you get every play from James for the next 30 days. That would cover all the Major League Baseball playoffs. It'll also cover NFL for 30 days, college football. We're also looking at the start of the NHL season, the start of the NBA season. James Clark was on the leaderboard throughout the NBA season, finished number 2 to Shane. Hey, that was some great performance there, James, from the NBA. So good time to get on board with that 30-day All Sports Pass from James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can also add a second captain to that pass, even greater value. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Stick around. We'll have you the further recap. If we get to 150 likes, then you can give out that NBA preseason parlay you had.
Yeah, guys. The other night when the Yankees and Boston played, we had the home run, and I gave out a two-teamer. We won there. I got another two-teamer in the preseason. I think we'll win. So hit the thumbs up, guys, and let's get there.
All right, let's get to 150, and we'll get that preseason prop from James. All right, James, stand by. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Let's get those likes up, guys, to 150. Ruffalo's a prop from Major League Baseball, and James NBA preseason parlay. We're getting closer. We're nine away, so let's get those 9 more in. All right, let's take a look at my pick for tonight. We're going to be looking at college football for Saturday's action, and let me go ahead and get that information up for you right now. As we're going to, there we go. We've got Ole Miss hosting Arkansas at 12 Eastern time. Ole Miss going to lay 5.5. The total sits here at 66.5. And my pick for today is going to be on Arkansas at plus the 5.5 points. And Lane Kiffin's a personality, and it seems to me he's got this ego. To lose to Alabama, I think is going to really hurt this team because they really built this up for him. I think Arkansas, with the head coach and the team, they're more better fitted to bounce back from a loss than I believe Ole Miss will. That's just a sidebar. Other reasons here I like the game better here will be the fact that the Razorbacks do have better quality wins. They beat Texas A&M by 10, 19 against Texas. They're producing 417 yards, 224 on the ground, 5.2 yards a carry. They can run the football. They can control time of possession. Their defense is outperforming the Rebels. Razorbacks hold opponents at 282 yards a game, 4 yards per rush, 4.9 yards per pass attempt. Now, Arkansas did win the meeting last year at 33-21 behind 244 passing yards. They've covered 7 of their past 8 against the Rebels. Ole Miss, a highly penalized team, 95 penalty yards. Also, quarterback KJ Jefferson in the win against Texas A&M averaged 14.1 yards per pass attempt. It was 7.3 in the Texas game. All right, Chris, I'm going to take the Razorbacks plus 5.5.
And to leave it to you to pick the one SEC game that I couldn't get a good feel on for this week because this is just it's like you said, it's Lane Kiffin who's a character. Would it surprise us if Ole Miss puts up 40 and wins this game comfortably? Would it surprise me if Arkansas wins this game outright? Not sure. This could be, I think, a 4-point game, whichever way you slice it. So I lean the way of Arkansas on the points. But something I did want to ask you that we were talking about with Shane earlier about Coastal Carolina. You mentioned their schedule. I'm curious to think, how do you factor in, or at least consider? Well, I'm trying to figure out how I want to ask this. What's your thoughts on teams that start the year ranked and then play like a crap schedule and hold on to their ranking like over the course of the season? Like we talked about Oklahoma. They played Tulane, Nebraska, all teams they should beat handily, and they've only had, I think they won all 4 of those FBS games by less than a score. Same thing with Coastal Carolina. They played 4 crap teams, and they're still ranked, top 15?
The one thing I'll look at is if you're playing poor opponents, is a defense still trying hard and playing well? I look at the defensive stats because if the defense is holding and they're playing great defense, then they deserve the ranking. That's the most important part of the whole equation there is when you play a poor schedule, you better make sure the defense is at least in the top 10, top 15. So if you're a top 10, top 20 team, the defense better be in the top 20 as far as I'm concerned. It's not always that way, but you better stop people. Even though if you're playing bad competition, the defense should hold up there. I understand the offense. It takes time for it to develop over time, but that defense is always going to be the numbers I'm going to look at. So if I look at a team like Oklahoma, who's they have some issues with their offense, but the defense is only holding teams about 320 yards a game. I think that's pretty good. I think it's that for an Oklahoma team. I know the numbers may not look good in some games, but when you look overall numbers, they put up allowing just about 325 yards a game. So I look at the defensive side of the ball, especially when you're looking at these schedules where they're playing easier teams, and something can throw you off is when they're winning, when you're playing poor opponents and you're giving up too many points. That's a concern. We got to roll on here with the show, guys. Check out Pick Dogs Premium. I got my best play of the day up right now in that Rams and Seahawks game. All right, we got to the goal. Yes, we did. So let's before we do the recap, we should go. We're gonna run up against the clock here. So let's go ahead and get to the recap. I want to make sure that we get the plays in. So let's start with Chris. Let's get your home run prop.
Well, mine will be quick. Mine tonight is Brandon Lowe to hit a home run. Plus 400 is what I got it at. Do your shopping. Guy led the Rays in home runs this season with 39, and in 14 career at-bats against Eduardo. 13 career at-bats against Eduardo Rodriguez. 4 hits, 3 extra base hits. All 3 extra base hits have gone for home runs. I think we're getting fantastic value with the Rays home run leader tonight against a pitcher in Rodriguez who's given up a home run in 3 of his 4 starts against Tampa Bay this year. I like Brandon Lowe.
Brandon Lowe. All right, let's go to James. James, your NBA preseason parlay.
Yeah, guys, we only got a few minutes to get in these. I like the Raptors on the money line tonight. I also like the Hornets tonight on the money line. Parlay them up. It's plus 430. Sixers ain't gonna play. They might play their starters the first quarter, but if you look, these two teams done played earlier in the regular season, and preseason, and Toronto beat them. They beat them by like 20. And I look for the same thing. They might go down a little bit in the first because all the starters, but I look for the young guys to come back and Toronto to win this game. Same thing for the Hornets game. These Hornets young guys, they're trying to make the team. Memphis has pretty much got their players. They know who is going to be the starter. They're just adding and subtraction here and there. Memphis may go up the first half, but I look for Charlotte to finish the game and get the win for us. So those are the two that I like tonight.
All right,
parlay them up and let's win these two teams.
All right, very good. James Clark and Chris Ruffolo with their plays here. We got the NBA preseason parlay and then Chris's prop. All right, let's go ahead and get into the recap. Alex Smart got it started. Oklahoma minus 3.5 against Texas. Al McMordie Rams minus 2.5 against the Seahawks. Tony Brown Rays Red Sox under 8. Shane Mickle Coastal Carolina minus 19 against Ark St. Ninos Dodgers Giants game 1 under 7. Chris Braves in plus 138 against the Brewers for tomorrow. James was on Hunter Renfroe to hit a home run at plus 400. Yours truly on Arkansas plus 5.5 against Ole Miss. First start time here is 7:30 Eastern time, so plenty of time to get down. All right, Chris, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
And Tony, we went through that so fast. I was almost going to say Braves, but then I realized that was my play. I'm gonna go with Al and the Dodgers Giants under 7. I think that's a pitcher's duel all day.
All right, looking at the pitcher's duel there with Bueller and Webb. All right, let's go over to James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I like yours, Tony. It's a tough Arkansas team getting plus 5. You see both these teams, ranked pretty good, ranked high. Both the pretty good teams here. You got Ole Miss and Arkansas, but Arkansas getting plus 5.5. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than maybe a lot of people think. I really like Arkansas with the plus 5 here.
Yeah, and I want to complete my thought on that because I like this game because it comes after Alabama and how much Kiffin puts into Alabama and how much he builds his team up. He builds everything. This is one of those the blows the sail off, right? It's just a big come down here, getting blown out like this. I think it's going to have an impact there on the Ole Miss players. I think this definitely looks like a flat spot for Ole Miss after getting sky high for against Alabama and failing in that game. So I like Arkansas to do the bounce back in this one here better than Ole Miss will bounce in their game. All right, so. My play is also going to be on the tail here with El Ninos pick here with Dodgers Giants under 7. Webb at home has been money, and of course it's getting cooler out here. The temperature, I think we're like in the 70s. If you saw the game yesterday, it wasn't very hot. We're getting that marine layer coming over. The balls won't carry now. We're getting to that time of the year up in the Bay Area as well. We could get that type of weather. So I'm looking here as well at under 7. All right, that'll do it here for the drive-through. We'll be back again tomorrow at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have 8 cappers on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it all gets started with the morning show, and that one gets started during the week at 11 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Biller, Joe Madden, and don't forget that membership YouTube VIP. What a great value. Follow the link below and get signed up. Let's bring in the crew from tonight's show. Wave good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.